Good day, everyone. I am Teresa Jane Bungay, and today Mary and I will be discussing the demographics and cultural practices of the indigenous cultural communities or ICCs and indigenous people or IPs in the northern Philippines, specifically focusing on the Cordillera Administrative Region and other key areas. So, the northern Philippines is a home to a variety of indigenous groups, each with its own unique culture, language, and social structure. These communities form a significant part of the population, contributing to the rich ethnic landscape of the region. And for the next slide, which is the ethnographic location, the indigenous peoples of northern Philippines are primarily concentrated in a specific ethnographic location, each characterized by its own distinct cultural and social practices. In the Cordillera Administrative Region, we find the Igorot groups, and for the Region 1 and 2, the Isneg, Tinggian, Gadang, and Dumagat are also more prevalent spread across provinces like Cagayan, Isabela, and Nueva Vizcaya. And for the population distribution in Cordillera Administrative Region, the Cordillera Administrative Region or CAR or CAR is one of the most culturally rich regions in the northern Philippines, with indigenous cultural communities and indigenous people making up about 12% of its population. It's also the largest indigenous groups here are collectively known as the Igorot. These include the Bontoc, Ebaloy, Kankanay, and Ifugao, with each with their distinct languages, tradition, and social system. Despite of modernization, these groups have maintained their unique cultural heritage with a strong connection to the land, seen in practices like rice terrace farming, and also these regions remains an important area for the preservation of indigenous cultures, contributing significantly to the Philippines' ethnic diversity. And for the population distribution in the Region 1 and 2 are several indigenous communities such as the Isneg, Gadang, and Dumagat are scattered across provinces like Cagayan, Isabela, and Nueva Vizcaya. While smaller in size, these communities contribute to the cultural diversity of the northern Philippines. While population and distribution in Sierra Madre mountain range is the Sierra Madre region is a home to more dispersed indigenous groups including the Aita and Dumagat. These communities often live in the forested areas with their lifestyle deeply intertwined with their natural surrounding. And also for their language diversity, indigenous peoples in northern Philippines are multilingual. They predominantly use their native languages while also being proficient in English and Filipino. This bilingualism, especially among the younger generations, reflects the influence of the formal education. While their cultural practices in subsistence agriculture, traditional agriculture, particularly rice farming through the use of ancient rice terraces, is a key practice among the indigenous group of the Cordilleras. This form of subsistence agriculture highlights their deep connection to the land and also for the environment. Second is the handicrafts and weaving. Handicrafts and weaving are significant cultural practices with the Kalinga, known for their intricate patterns, and for the Ifugao, known for the wood carving and weaving. These traditions are passed down through generations and are essential part of their cultural identity. Lastly, for their cultural practices is the hunting and foraging. Among groups such as Agta and Dumagat, hunting and foraging remain important economic activities. These communities rely on the forest for sustenance, gathering wild game and forest product for both personal use and trade. And also, there would be their social structures. The social structure in indigenous communities often revolves around extended families, with elders serving as a key decision making. These traditional setups ensures the custom, practices, and values are preserved and passed down through generation. For the first social structures, which is the tribal governance, many ICCs and IPs in the region maintain traditional governance structures. Elders or council head known as panglakayen in the Kankanay lead decision-making processes and provide guidance to the community. Second, which is the clan-based societies. Several indigenous communities are organized around clan-based societies where extended families play a crucial role in governance. Elders hold authority in settling disputes and organizing community activities. Traditional belief system. While Christianity has spread throughout the region, many indigenous groups still practice a traditional belief system, including the animism and ancestor worship. Rituals connected to planting, harvesting, and healing remain important cultural practices.
The indigenous cultural communities or the ICC and the indigenous people or the IPs of the northern Philippines are deeply rooted in the tradition that reflects their symbolic relationship with nature. One of the examples is economic activities. The farming is the backbone of their livelihood with rice, vegetable, root crops, and fruit cultivated in the fertile highlands. The beautiful rice terraces of the Cordillera are well-known symbol of their farming heritage. In addition to farming, craftsmanship plays a significant role in their economy. Handcrafted wood, woven basket, and vibrant textile are created both for sustenance and for trading. Small-scale trading, once based on barter, now shift towards cash-based economies in many areas. For those living near the coastal and the forest, fishing and hunting remain essential for their daily needs. While education and literacy have improved especially among younger generation, access to quality education remains a challenge in remote areas. Schools are trying to include indigenous language and knowledge in their lesson to keep the culture alive. In the region like Cordillera, schools are now integrating programs to preserve indigenous knowledge and culture. This program teach children the skills and the wisdom of their ancestors, ensuring that heritage is not forgotten. Healthcare in these communities often involve traditional healing practices and herbal medicine due to limited access to the modern healthcare facilities. Despite the government and the NGO effort, the limited healthcare access in indigenous community often leads to the higher rate of infant mortality and malnutrition compared to the urban areas. One of the greatest challenges they face is the protection of their ancestral land. Though the Indigenous Peoples' Rights Act of 1997 protects their land, but there is still a conflict as mining and logging companies trying to take over their territories. As a modernization sweep across the nation, the indigenous groups strive to preserve the rich cultural heritage while adapting to the challenging world around them. Their bond with the land and their resilience continue to define their way of life, ensuring the tradition live on the future generation.